Welcome back to another session of the Lord of the Rings Reimagined campaign. So this session is going to be a little bit different. We've had some technical issues. We've got a new player joining us for this session. So her name is Bailey. She's not on your screen right now because she had to join over Discord. She was unable to have access to Roll20 due to some technical issues. So we've got Jaden on here to my right. Because Bailey is joining us via Discord, we went ahead and I had Jaden turn his microphone off on Roll20, which is why you see this muted box up in Jaden's corner. He's got audio on Discord along with Bailey, and I've got my audio on both. So I'm communicating via Roll20 and via Discord. Jaden and Bailey are communicating only via Discord. So you won't be able to see Bailey, but you will be able to hear her. I connected up to a Bluetooth speaker, so hopefully the audio is a little bit louder. I also tweaked the audio a little bit on Roll20, so we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully you all will be able to hear. I know we haven't had the greatest audio quality for this campaign, but hopefully this one will work. So she's going to be playing a new character. Bailey, do you want to just introduce us a little bit to your character?
My character is a woodland elf who has a warrior history. They are young, but she is very skilled in bows.
Okay.
There's not much else to her. She does have a fairly healthy family.
Okay. So, for story's sake, do you mind if I go ahead and add some details for your character just to help the story flow?
Go for it.
So I'm going to say that you came from Lothlorien, and you heard of the attack that Saruman made in Rohan, how he destroyed Rohan and killed Theoden. So, Galadriel and Celeborn decided to send you down to Rohan just as kind of like a scout to kind of gauge how bad the disaster was and to report back to them, see if Rohan needs any aid or anything.
Okay.
All right. And I noticed on your character sheet you didn't have any weapons or any inventory equipped. Was that a mistake or was that on purpose?
That would be a mistake.
Okay. What weapons do you have?
I have a short sword, rapier, and longbow.
Okay. Rapier, longbow. Okay. All right. I think we're ready to begin. Jaden, you ready?
Yes. Cool. I believe so.
Cool. All right. So, Bailey, I'm going to have you sit tight for just a minute. I'm going to kind of pick up where we left off with Jaden's character, and then I'll bring you into it. All right, Jaden. So you've been writing for off and on pretty much all night. You're very tired and just exhausted, and I'm not gonna give you any levels of exhaustion this right off the bat, but you're very tired and exhausted. You haven't all you've been able to see is like just fields are just on fire, and every single village that you pass is burning or has burnt to the ground. You've even passed a few oryx and wild men that are just running around, destroying and burning and pillaging. You've been able to avoid most of them. There's been a few that you've had to fight off, but for the most part, you've done pretty good. So you're still trying to find King Theodred. Go ahead and roll a survival.
Where's my survival?
It's at the very bottom of the skills.
All right. It is a 20, not a nat 20.
Okay. So you rolled a 17 plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you kind of see this trail, like you're tracking, try to see where Theodred's at. You know, like the general vicinity, but he's obviously not there anymore. You, excuse me. You see a bunch of just dead bodies lying along the side of the road. Fires. There was obviously a battle. There's orcs and Rohirrim lying around. So obviously it was a pretty big battle. So you're following the trail, and then along the trail, stooping down to inspect a couple wounded soldiers, you see Bailey's character, this wood elf, all dressed in green, carrying a long bow. Looks like she's trying to administer medicine or first aid to some of these wounded soldiers. So I will let you two both role play from here. See what you guys want to do.
Okay, well, I pull up on Wilhelm. Wilhelm is my horse. And I announce myself. Who are you? And what are you doing to my friends?
I am currently administering aid. I am here as a scout.
A scout from where? Your attire is reminiscent to the elven folk. I'm not very familiar with them.
Yes, I am a woodland elf. Coming.
So yeah, you're from Lothlorien. You can't see it on the map, but I'm marking it for Jaden and everyone watching. So it's up to the north.
From Lorien.
Yeah, so for reference, it's up to the north, right by the Mines of Moria. So, if you know like where, the mountains run through central Middle Earth, it's right there to the.
It's kind of like right
to the
smack in the middle of the map.
Yeah, it's for simplicity's sake. Yeah, it's the central location of the map, but yeah, you're from Lothlorien, just for we can reference that. So you can relay that to him, and then he'll kind of know a little bit where you're at.
I'm from Lorien, up north near the mines of Moria.
Have you come alone, or are there any other elves around that have come to help us?
I've come alone.
Well, I approach her a little bit more closely and dismount. My name is Eorl of the Mark, and who are you?
I'm Yorissa.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear it.
Yorissa.
Yorissa?
Yes.
A pleasure to meet you. I am in quite a hurry to find Prince Theodred. Will you accompany me to help us?
Yes, I can.
All right,
so you roll.
So, do you...
Go ahead.
I don't see your character sheet, but do you have a horse?
No.
Okay, well, I remount my horse, and then I can pull you up onto the back of it.
Okay. That works for me.
Okay. Let's see here. You rolled a pretty good survival check, so you're on the right trail. As you're riding, you just see this big dart swarm of crows up above you, and they're just flying by, squawking. You know they're the servants of Saruman. They're pretty much all over this land now after Rohan fell. So now, as you're riding along the trail, you notice that there is a bunch of people coming towards you. You can't exactly see them yet or make them out who they are, but yeah, you're not exactly sure. So they're just coming towards you.
Okay. What's the terrain look like?
A lot of open farmland, some rocky patches, but I mean everything's on fire. So there's just it's just like um, all the fields are burning. Um, all the houses are pillaged and burning. Um, yeah, it's just very dark, very destructive. The sky up above you, the sky up above you is turning dark, and kind of a reddish color.
Well, I was more asking about like is there like any like big rock outcroppings, stuff like that?
Oh, not really, because right now you're kind of just in the open plains. I mean, there's a few small rock outcroppings, but I mean, if you're looking to hide, nothing big enough for that.
Hmm. Well, I spur the horse on, I guess, but a little bit to the side so that if they're hostile, we can get away pretty quickly.
Okay. All right. So the closer you get, you do realize they are Dunlanders. Looks like there's about 4 of them at this point. Now let's go to 5 of them. There's 5 of them at this point. Um, they see you, and they immediately veer off their course and charge at you. Some of them have a few bows, and 2 of them are going to shoot at you. Well, one of them rolled a nat 1. What's your armor class, Jaden? 17?
Mm-hmm.
So it missed you, but Bailey took a hit. So let me roll damage for that. Bailey, take 5 damage.
Okay.
You see, Bailey, he's already trying to kill you.
As opposed to last time.
Alright. I think last time Jaden was trying to kill me in that last session that we all did.
Yeah, he's been trying to enact revenge for that this whole time.
That has not been my motivation. Anyway. Alright, so those are the 2 that shoot. Do you guys keep running or do you guys turn and fight?
Well, I'm going to give a battle cry. I'm going to try and roll intimidation on them.
Could I assist in that?
Yes. So, let me think how I was going to do that. I was going to have you roll at disadvantage because Rohan has already fallen and they're not really afraid of anything now. They're pretty overconfident. But if she's going to give you advantage, just roll normally. Just 1d,
Okay.
Just 1d20.
Well,
12?
It's a 1d20 that I have to roll.
Yes.
All right. Well, I already rolled, and it is a 23.
23? Okay. Yeah, they kind of they're taken aback by your yell, and they kind of just back off. What exactly did you roll? Oh, intimidation?
Yep.
Oh, you're pretty good at intimidation. Okay. So, yeah, they kind of just back off and let you go.
All right. Well, we keep riding, I guess. We're just following the trail until we find them.
All right. No one is going to notice that you left those wounded soldiers behind that Bailey was trying to treat.
Well, from what you were saying, they were dead. She was just checking them.
They were wounded. You guys just kind of left them behind. Okay. Anyway, those wildmen will find them. So you guys keep riding. Go ahead and roll another survival. Both of you, if you want to go ahead and roll survival.
17.
Okay. Bailey, what did you get?
7.
7? Okay. So, Bailey, you're kind of unfamiliar with the area. You don't really know where you're at. Jaden does. So, he follows this little trail to find Theodred and his company. Now, Jaden, you notice that the trail's going north for some reason. You're not exactly sure why. It strikes you as a little odd that they would be going north. Um, anyway, you finally start seeing signs of them. It's not a big company. It looks like most of them have been wounded and destroyed. There's probably about, I'm going to say there's 50 troops in total that are left of Theodred's company. You run up there and you don't see Theodred yet. It's just his troops. They're kind of marching, or they're riding slowly on horseback, very melancholy. They just look defeated. Most of them are wounded. And they just don't look good. They're very sad. Their countenance has fallen. So yeah, this is what you come up upon.
Well, do they recognize who I am because of my backstory being very high-ranking Rohan?
I mean, really, they don't care. They're not looking around for other people. They're just kind of looking at the ground sadly. They don't really take notice of you, not unless you go up to them.
Well, I approach I guess, like the highest ranking one I can find, and I ask him where Phaedra is.
He just kind of, without casting you a glance, he just nods up, like towards the front of the lines. Just kind of gives you a little grunt.
All right. Bailey, do you want to do anything, or are you still just riding with me on the horse?
I'm still just with you.
Okay. I ride up to where Phaedra is. My Lord Phaedra, I'm very pleased to find you alive.
He's just riding along. He acts as if he doesn't hear you. He's sitting in his saddle, but he's all slumped over, and it's like he's just swaying around in his saddle, like he's not really holding the rein. He's just letting the horse walk, and he's just holding on to it. And he's just looking out in front of him. His face is set. He's really not paying any attention.
My Lord Phaedra, are you all right? What's wrong?
He turns to look at you, and he says, "It is over."
It is only over if we let it be, Lord Phaedra. We can still come back from this. Rohan can still survive.
He looks around. He kind of like casts a look around at everything. It's all the dark sky, the burning fields, and he looks back at his men. He's like, there's nothing left to survive. I mean, if talk about, you speak of survival, you can't survive if you're already dead.
Your sister, Eowyn, is leading a large company of survivors back to Minas Tirith. We can still save this land for them.
He looks over at you and says, "May it go well with them. May they find rest and security among Gondor. But I fear for me and my men, fate has not blessed us with I don't know what to say what to say to that. We are not so fortunate as to have that choice now." He just keeps on writing.
We still have friends, Phaedra. This elf with me is from Lorien. They have come to help us.
Lorien sends us one elf when what we need is a whole legion. Our friends have abandoned us. Gondor has not come to our aid. I've sent messages to Gondor and to elves, and to men all across Middle Earth, and none have come.
My lord, what is your plan of action?
Alright, so this is where it gets good. Alright. He tells you that there is but one clear choice for this, that for the sake of my men I might be able to spare their lives. We are riding north to Isengard to meet with Saruman, and there I will surrender my men and bend the knee to him, and surrender to Saruman, and only then will the lives of my men be spared. But my sister, she does well to go to escape. I suggest that you follow after her and join her in Minas Tirith.
My lord, Saruman will not spare you. He will kill you. He wants to end the line of... What is it again?
Eorl, I think.
Okay, well, the line of the old King Eorl. If he sees you, he will kill you on sight. There will be no mercy or safety at Isengard.
And if we don't surrender, he will kill us anyway.
Would you not rather die fighting so that we may be remembered in song?
He looks at you
as those who did not surrender to an old wizard hiding in his tower.
He looks at you and leans over, and he glares on his face. He's got his big scowl, and he says, "Look at my men. They are defeated. They are disheartened. We cannot muster a force to match these fighting Uruk-hai that Saruman has bred."
Then we ride out and find aid ourselves.
Who would you suggest?
If we ride to Gondor, we can request aid from there, or even to Lorien, to Mirkwood. It'd be a bit farther, but we could also ride to Rivendell and seek their aid. The elves of Rivendell would help us for sure.
I do not hold much stock in the faith of elves. And he looks over at Bailey and says, "No offense to your kin, but I have sent word already, and no one has come. And to make such a ride would take weeks. There is no possible way that we could reach there on time. My men are half dead as it is."
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what exactly you want us to do here, because it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to dissuade him to anything.
So he's pretty much set his mind what he's going to do. If you can persuade or I don't know, give him some sort of hope. Try to think of some creative ways to do that. Maybe try to convince him to. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do, but you.
I need some sort of direction here.
You could, you could, if you wanted to, have talk to him like making a last stand, or try to convince him in the wisdom of going out in battle rather than surrendering, or if you really want to, you can try to force him to retreat and try to run away. Yeah, you can try persuading. I don't think intimidation would be a good idea. Deception probably not as a good idea. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to be too forceful with him. Yeah, just see what you and Bailey can try to come up with creatively And
So, Bailey, if I try and persuade him, are we able to give me advantage on that?
I could try to give you advantage on that. I
Okay.
have pretty good persuasion, I'm pretty sure.
okay.
All right.
Never mind, I do not have good persuasion. But I can still give you advantage. You could
Okay.
try to convince him to go to Lorien, where we can gather troops.
All right, I will tell you no. He's not gonna go to the elves necessarily because they are a long ways off and there's not enough time to get there. So the problem is gonna have to be solved in Rohan, one way or another. In Rohan or even with Gondor potentially. Said you can convince him to make a last stand. You can convince him to try to find his sister and regroup. Um, Basically, you have to convince him that um, he can still fight. He's not yet defeated. That he can still walk away, um, regain his strength, and muster his forces again, and find aid elsewhere.
Hmm. I'm gonna roll persuasion, and Bailey said you're giving me advantage, right?
Yep.
Okay. My highest roll was a 16, but I haven't added the modifier yet.
Okay.
All right. So it'd be 18 altogether.
18. Okay, yeah. So he starts to listen to you. Said he's still got a little bit of doubt in his mind, but he's pretty much like he's listening. He's now gonna listen to what you have to say. So whatever you want to say it.
If we ride to Helm's Deep, we can fight Saruman, and at the very least, make Rohan remembered forever in song, and give Saruman a fight that he will never forget. He took Eorl from us and your father, but we will fight back and defeat this wizard. We can send out a rider, possibly find Mithrandir, who can help us fight back against Saruman. And another rider to Minas Tirith, requesting with the most urgency aid at Helm's Deep.
Okay, you made a couple mistakes right there. He's listening to you, but so one, he didn't realize his father was dead. So now he knows that his dad's dead, and now he's even more sad. And second, he kind of scoffs when you say Mithrandir, and he's like, Gandalf Stormcrow has been nothing but a burden and a problem with our people, and more of a.
That is a.
I would expect him more to be in league with Saruman than with us. That's just he's just setting his ways over that. He's not exactly fond of Gandalf as his father was not. So
Wormtongue and Saruman made your father believe that Gandalf was our enemy. I have met the wizard myself, and I can attest that he is not what we were told.
nonetheless, I will not, especially after this incident, so readily entrust my forces in the hands of a wizard.
But you were going to ride out to surrender to Saruman.
Because there was no other course of action to take, or my men would be killed. I will not trust my salvation to any wizard. This day, wizards have proven to be most problematic.
Then let us ride to Helm's Deep and prepare our final stand.
Now, he looks around and says, I will take my men to Helm's Deep, but not to prepare a defense. I will take them there to regroup and to regain some of their strength. And hopefully we'll be able to set out from there and figure out our next plan of action from there.
All right. I kind of bow to give a little bow, and I ride to the back of the line so I can talk with Bailey privately.
Okay.
Well, Bailey, what was your character's name again?
Eurissa.
Eurissa.
Urith?
Eurissa.
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 Eurissa. The prince is very downtrodden. We do need aid. He will miss me if I go, now that he knows I am here. But he will not miss you. No offense, but he does not know you. Would you be able to ride out to find us aid?
I could, but where would you want me to go? I am not familiar with these lands.
Yeah, are you splitting up the party again? I mean,
well, right now I don't see any other option because you said we got 50 guys plus whoever's already at Helm's Deep.
Okay.
So you're not leaving me very many other choices.
Well, like I said, you could try to. He's starting to listen to you now, so you could potentially try to lead him on to Minas Tirith. You could encourage him to make a final stand. Whether or not that would be a wise move or not, I don't know. Try to do whatever you want to do. You kind of are backed into a corner here because Saruman has pretty much won for all intents and purposes. So it's basically do you want to take the loss or do you want to keep fighting? And it looks like you're trying to keep fighting.
Well, let me see. Yeah, I'm talking to Bailey's character. Would you be able to ride to Lorien for aid? Or if you know how to get to Minas Tirith?
Minas Tirith is unfamiliar to me. I could try Lorien. Minas Tirith may work, but I will need to know how to get there.
Alright, so just for the sake of time, I'm not going to on here explain, but I tell Bailey's character how to the route to get to Minas Tirith.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any spare horses around here?
Yeah, they offer. There's a couple that they have.
All right, I find the most one that clearly has the most energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I give that one to Bailey. Ride hard and bring us back aid. We will need it before the end.
I mount the horse and I guess take off.
All right.
Okay. And I'm just with Theodred right now, so I guess what do you want to happen?
I'm confused. I don't know why you're sending Bailey off.
Well, because we don't have really any other options.
Well, I mean, yeah, you do. I don't know, because now we're gonna have to divide the campaign up again.
Well, if you want, you can stick with Bailey's part of it for now, because I gotta go take care of something real quick.
Okay.
So I'll be right back.
Okay. Man, he's backing me into a corner with all this stuff. I don't know.
I honestly thought the point of this is I was his help.
I know, and he sends you away immediately. Because I can tell you right now, just between us, everyone watching this video, the men of Gondor have their own problems. Like they're trying to deal with Sauron, Rohan's trying to deal with Saruman, so they're not going to just give up their troops to go fight Saruman. They're trying to focus on Sauron. How do I want to do this? Well, yeah, if you want to ride to Gondor, or, yeah, I'll have you go and ride to Gondor. I've got an idea. So, you go ahead and start writing. I'm thinking maybe what we could do is just fast travel you there, and this would be altering the timeline a little bit. But go ahead and say, like, for you, it's been 3 days, 3 or 5 days. And then when we go back to Jaden, we can just pick up where we left off. So, just keeping off the timeline here, which I hate doing. But I guess we could do that just for the sake of fast travel. Okay. So, you make it to Gondor, alright. When you're there, you meet up with Lady Eowyn, who is Theodred's brother, or his sister. That came out weird. It's his sister, and you see that there's like 20 troops left, or no, I think we had, how many did we have? 30 troops. So there's 30 Rohirrim troops left, and then there's a bunch of what are they called? Refugees. About 40 left from Rohan. So that's all that's left of Edoras, really. You find them, they're seeking safety in the city, Minas Tirith. And you find Eowyn, who's pretty much leading them, and I'll let you go ahead and just roleplay there how you want to do it.
Okay, before I roleplay, where is her brother currently?
That was where you just came from with Jaden.
Is there a name for the place?
It's just they're headed to Minas Tirith, is what you know.
Okay,
we're headed to Helm's Deep.
Helm's Deep. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're headed to Helm's Deep.
Helm's Deep. Okay, I'm trying to think. Okay, I would like to try to persuade her to give me at least some of her troops.
That was exactly what I was going for there. It's exactly what I was hoping you would do. Because, Jaden, I don't know if you heard me.
So I walk up to her.
Okay.
And I would like to say, I am coming from your brother's camp and in need of help. They're headed to Helm's Deep, and he is in need of men.
Okay, you don't even have to persuade her. She's willing to give them. The troops, when they hear this news that Theodred is still alive and has troops and is trying to make a stand, it kind of rallies them. So, they are happy to go back with you to Helm's Deep.
Okay, how many does she spare to me?
She just gives you all of them, so 30 of them. And then the refugees just stay behind in the city.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
So she's in Minas Tirith, right?
I fast traveled her there. So it's been about 5 days for her, but right now, excuse me, right now you're still where you left off. So the time is a little different.
Okay. I was making sure because, because Bailey, if you want, you can always, appeal to the Steward of Gondor for some of their stuff, armies. So, especially because Boromir and Aragorn are here now, And
Oh, good point. I forgot about that.
And book-wise, Boromir was going to help Aragorn out because he wanted Aragorn to be king.
I forgot about that.
And they were both at the Battle of Edoras, so they can attest that Rohan needs help.
I forgot about that. That's a good point.
But would I know that?
No.
No, but I would say like the kind of like one of the more logical options would be to at least ask Gondor for some of their help. And Boromir and Aragorn would be there, especially because Boromir's father's steward and Aragorn was going to Gondor to become king.
That was a bunch of names all at once.
All right, so basically, to fill you in on what happened, when we did the session where Saruman defeated Rohan, when we did the session, we had Aragorn and Boromir, who were both in the books. They were there. They went back with Eowyn, who is who you're speaking to. They went with her and those troops to Gondor. And so Jaden is suggesting you go talk to them and see if they will come and help, or if they will send troops.
Okay.
Okay. So
I would like to... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just... Go ahead.
What's the lady's name I'm talking to? I don't know how to say it.
Eowyn.
Eowyn. Okay. I would like to ask her if there's any other aid around that I could get.
So she's kind of skeptical. She says, the steward is unlikely to depart with any of his forces due to needing them to withstand the forces of Sauron in the west, or in the east. But you could speak with Boromir, captain of Gondor, is his son, and he was with us in Edoras, making the defense. He might be able to persuade his father to spare a small portion of his troops.
Where is he?
I believe he has stationed himself in the barracks with his battalion, training them to get ready for the upcoming war with Sauron.
Okay, I would like to head towards Boron and his troops.
Okay. Let me find his character sheet. I didn't expect it to go this way. Okay. So you go, you do find him. He's kind of just hanging out in the barracks. So you find him and he's just standing around. It looks like he's enjoying himself, actually. He enjoys being with his troops and having a grand old time with them. And back in being a commander again, it's kind of just, it's invigorating to him, being a captain again. So you find him there, and he's kind of confused to see a female elf walking around through the barracks. More so that it's an elf. He's very confused about that. He's like, and who might you be? Did not realize there were any elves in Minas Tirith.
I am a woodland elf from Lorien. I have come to seek help from How do you say your name? Good goodness, why is it leaving me?
Boromir. So that's
No, the sister.
Oh,
The
his
person I
sister?
didn't talk to.
his sister. Okay. Eowyn.
Eowyn. I'm from Eowyn. I'm seeking help for her brother. I'm trying to gather as many troops together.
Um,
Is there any you think you could spare? Or your father could spare?
he looks around and he says, that I do not know. That would be something to take up with my father. However, I was there during the battle, and I can attest firsthand that Rohan's need is dire. Um, I will accompany you to my father's chambers, and I will plead on your behalf, and we will see if my father uh, will listen.
Well, I appreciate that. Shall we go now?
Sure. Okay.
I'm
So,
sensing.
oh, Jaden.
I'm sensing a romance arc between Bailey's character and Boromir. There's chemistry.
I don't. No, there's not. No. Because basically, me role playing Boromir, I'm essentially just being myself. So no, I don't like that thought, Jaden. Let's not go there. Um, um,
Why do you always go there, Jaden?
I do?
Yeah, all right, moving on. We're going to take a break from Bailey's character. We're going to go back to Jaden. Jaden, so this has been 5 days in Bailey's timeline. For you, only about 5 minutes has passed. So you're still riding with Theodred to Helm's Deep. Okay, so you guys are riding on. Theodred knows his way around pretty well, so you guys aren't gonna make checks, but he's going very slowly. His men are just like beat to death. Said almost all of them are wounded. Their horses are tired. Everyone's countenance is just fallen. I mean, they're basically just in the gutter at this point. So you guys are riding along. You guys want to do anything? You want to talk? You want to role play? Or
I will speak to Thaedred real quick, and then after that, I don't have anything that I can do until we get to Helm's Deep.
Okay.
Alright. Lord Thaedred, I will offer this word of warning that Grima Wormtongue probably knows a lot about our defenses. I suggest that when we arrive at Helm's Deep, we begin to, how shall I say it, change up our strategies and our defenses.
You speak the truth, and knowing Grima Wormtongue, he probably suspects that we will make for Helm's Deep to make our defense. So it is likely that he has troops there, if not already having taken the fortress. But I will take your gamble, and I will lead them there, and if we lose, we lose. And if we win, may we fight another day.
We have plenty of reserves at Helm's Deep. They will most likely, if Helm's Deep is under attack, have held out for quite some time. No one has ever breached the Deeping Wall.
Yes, but these are strange times, and times are changing. The fall of Rohan, with the fall of Rohan, there is, I would not trust to tradition.
That is why we must change up our defenses, my lord. We must surprise them, do something unexpected.
What do you have in mind?
Let us get to Helm's Deep first, so that I may look over the defenses. I believe that with just a little bit of time and a little bit of manpower, we can change up how we defend Helm's Deep and how we fight back against this onslaught of the White Wizard.
If we find Helm's Deep, and if it indeed still stands, then I will hear your suggestions and we will implement them. Okay. At this point in time, you hear a war horn sound. It's coming off in front of it, from in front of you, and the troops immediately recognize it as what do I want to do? Orcs or wildmen?
How about like no enemies?
Okay, we gotta make this interesting somehow. I'm not gonna make it excruciatingly difficult for you, but think about it. You got Saruman's forces are riding all over the country, burning and pillaging as they go. You're gonna come across them. So let's make it a group of wild men because they are easier. Let me think. How many do I want you guys to fight?
This is your punishment for separating the group again.
Okay, it's not punishment. I had intended to do this anyway. Because from a realistic standpoint, I'm trying to look at everything in this campaign from an outside perspective. What are these characters going to do in these specific situations? That's what I'm trying to go off of. If anyone wants to complain that I'm being a little harsh or unfair, it's not that I'm trying to be harsh or unfair. It's just the Fellowship has put themselves in a very interesting situation. Because all the way back in Session 1, they decided that they were going to try to speed things up and oust Grima before it should have happened. Which in turn caused Saruman to take action immediately. And that action was he caught Rohan off guard and destroyed it. So that's where we're at now. And now we're basically trying to clean up the pieces from that. So I'm trying to look at everything from an outside perspective. What would these characters do in this situation? So here we are with the destruction of Rohan.
Hunter?
Yeah.
Because I know you said this is going to be a much shorter session than normal. We're probably going to have to do 2 sessions to finish up this story arc.
Probably 2 or 3.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. 2 or 3, yeah, probably.
So I'm curious. In this one, do you want to kind of go to like set up this big battle, and in the next session when we have more time, we do this big final stand of Rohan, and hopefully have a bunch of allies, so it's like a massive final big battle, and so that it's not like Edoras where we actually have a fighting chance.
You did have a fighting chance at Edoras. All you had to do was beat the timer. But
no, that was physically impossible.
Anyway. Repeat your question.
I'm just saying, you want to in this session just kind of set up the big finale, you could say, of the Rohan story arc?
I guess we could.
Like where again, you're the DM, so I can't say it for certain, but like where we get like a bunch of allies together, we're ready like at Helm's Deep for the big final fight with Wormtongue's forces.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you want that to be the finale, we can make it. Now, keep in mind, if you don't win, are you going to just give up on that storyline? Or are you going to... Because there's always the chance you're not going to win. You could win, you could not. So it's basically, how do you want to do it?
Well, if it's... let me see. If it's at Helm's Deep, it's really like, if we don't win, we die.
Okay. So you just want to make that the ultimatum. If we win, we survive. If we don't win, we all die. You want to just make that ultimatum?
Yeah.
I mean, we can do that, but then you're dealing in absolutes, and I don't know if you want to do that.
But the whole thing is, because I told you beforehand that in the campaign that I had sent out riders during the Battle of Edoras for aid, so we can possibly have a bunch of allies finally show up at the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Mm-hmm.
So that it's not just the meager armies of Rohan, but we've got like Gondor helping us. We get like Lorien or even Rivendell helping out.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the elves probably will not come to your aid, but we will. Yeah, we can set up that final battle, I guess, and see what happens.
Okay.
All right. So up at the top of the screen here, Bailey, you can't see this, but for Jaden and for those that are watching, at the top of the screen we've got the Rohirrim. Excuse me, the Rohirrim. At the bottom of the screen we got Wildmen. We got Jaden's character right here. We've got King Theodred right here, represented by the tiny little horse. So you're all fighting a group of Wildmen. So we've got this battle going on. Jaden, I'm gonna make you and Eorl the main, not Eorl. You and Theodred, the main protagonists here. These guys will basically just do whatever you tell them to do. And the NPCs are just gonna run around and try to kill everybody. Let me get all the NPC papers out because I didn't prepare for this. So, hold on.
All right, when you're ready, I have a strap that I can give the men.
Hold on. I should not have stapled everything because now it's just a mess. So I'm gonna pull all my staples out. Hold on a second. All right, Bailey, we will come back to your character in a little bit. For right now, okay, Jaden, what were you gonna do?
Okay, I'm going to shout an order so that all of our guys, all of our riders, they come out right here on the map.
Come where?
And we all just kind of like sweep this way.
I didn't see where you come where.
All right.
Come right there? Okay.
About right here.
Okay.
So the men will come down this way, and we're going to sweep on down into them from the side, taking them on little by little.
Okay.
But all of us charging together.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. All right, roll initiative.
I got an 11.
Okay, let me roll initiative for our NPCs. Okay. So you're still commanding your NPCs. They rolled the highest, so they're going to go first. So you want them all to move just right here?
Yes.
Okay. So you command them all to move. Actually, well, technically Theodred's the one commanding them, but because you're the player, I'll let you say what you want them to do, and I'll have Theodred just repeat that. Alright, so they all run this way, and I'm not having them move their full movement. Like I said, Bailey, you can't see the screen right now. If you want to, once the video is posted, you can go and watch it and see what all they did.
I have an idea of how Bailey can kind of see it.
Point. I could just set it up. Yeah, I could do that. Share the screen.
Can you see it?
Bailey, are you still there?
I'm still here, yeah.
Okay. So Jaden is sharing his screen with you, so you can kind of see what's going on. So you got up here at the top. Those are the good guys.
I can't see anything. It's just his normal screen. It won't share.
All right, Jaden. It doesn't look like it's sharing.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll forget about that then. If you want to, you can go and watch the replay when we're done, and you can see what all happened. Just for simplicity's sake, I'm not gonna describe everything, but all right, Jaden. So they ran over here. It's now Theodred's turn. He's going to lead the charge, so he's gonna run out first and attack. He's gonna attack the first soldier. Actually, let me go ahead and no, I'll leave it like it is. Okay. He misses. He doesn't have double attacks, so Jaden, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to write down to this one right here.
5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30. Okay. Yeah, I think your movement speed isn't even 30. Oh, no, 40. 40. Okay.
Well, I'm going to attack him with... Well, all my weapons have, like, pretty similar stats, but let me see. I'm going to use my battle axe.
Okay.
All right, so let me find my 1d8, because I'm going to need it, probably. 22.
Yes, that hits.
Okay, then 1d8. All right, 8 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you.
All right, I'm going to use my...
Wait, you have double attack?
I think so.
I
Had me using it earlier.
I don't think you get double attack until like level 7, but let me see.
We are level 7.
Yes, you do. No, you're at level 6. Yeah, you do get it bonus attack.
Okay.
So you get 2 attacks.
Oh, that was a nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay, do double damage.
Ooh. Rolled an 8 on a d8. Not bad. 8 plus. So 24 damage.
Alright, yeah, you take him out.
And then I use the rest of my movement speed
You've only got
to come to
Okay.
to come to the square right to my bottom right diagonally.
Just mark it on the map. Right here?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so now it's the enemy's turn. This one is rushing up to you. He's going to attack. Nat 20. Alright. 14 damage. You should be at 57 right now.
Yeah.
Okay. This one's going to attack Eorl. Not Eorl. Theodred. Why I keep saying Eorl. 3. That misses. This one's gonna run up here and attack the troop. That hits. Okay. And these guys are gonna move. They kind of see what you're doing. You're all moving to the side, so they're running up here to try and kind of entrap you guys. This one's gonna, and the rest are gonna stay where they're at. Okay. We're back to your allies' turn. What do you want them to do?
Basically, like these guys over to my left and above me.
Mm-hmm.
They need to keep with the movement where they are attacking the wild men over on this side.
Okay. So
And
let me.
And these guys up here.
Let me start with these 4.
Okay.
This one runs down to help Theodred. He misses. I think that's a miss. Yeah. This one runs down here. He doesn't attack. He decides not to engage yet. This one comes down here to where you're at. Oops. That hits. Does 6 damage on that guy. Alright, this one's also gonna run down and attack that same guy. That misses. Okay, now these top 3.
Alright, those guys need to work together and defend themselves.
Oh, okay. Just defend themselves. Alright, so this guy is going to attack the guy directly in front of him. That hits a hit. Ooh, does 2 damage. 14. Okay, it's 14. Right, he's at now. This guy's gonna attack the guy directly in front of him there. I'm not gonna be able to keep track of everybody. He misses. And this guy's going to hold his ground right there. Theodred's turn. He's going to keep attacking this guy. He misses. Your turn, Jid.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
I'm looking at this wild man who's fighting me.
Okay. Attack him with what?
I'm still using my battle axe.
Okay.
Okay. 18, does that hit?
No. That's the armor class.
Right, then I'm going to use my double attack.
Okay.
$21.
That hits.
Oh, yeah. Alright, that's the wrong deck. Alright. Sorry, 10 damage.
Yes, he's dead.
Alright. And I'm going to use my movement speed to come up here to help Phaedra out.
Okay.
I'm going to order these, for their next turn, these 2 soldiers to go down to this guy down here.
Okay. Alright, so it's the enemy's turn. This one is going to keep attacking Phaedra. That hits the armor class, so he does not hit. This one's going to run up to this troop. That's a hit. Troop takes 5 damage. Which one was... I gotta keep track of which NPC's which. It's kind of annoying. Alright, these 2 are going to attack. Start with the top one. That's a miss. Bottom one, was it a miss? Yeah, it's a miss. It's the one on the bottom. That's a hit. Does 8 damage. Okay. Okay. This guy is going to run up here, take his bow, and lob an arrow at that guy. That hits the armor class, so it's a miss. This one is going to run up, gang up on this guy. That's a miss. This one is going to run up here, gang up on that guy. That's a hit. 6 damage for him. Okay, so he's at 9 health. Alright, that's the NPC's turn. We're back to your allies. So these two on the bottom, you said, are going to attack this guy?
Yes.
Alright, he runs down. They both run down to attack. I'm going to have them both attack at the same time. They both miss. That orc is very evasive. Alright, this one is going to keep attacking. It's a wild guy, yeah. It's a miss. The other one's going to attack. That's a nat 20. I don't think that guy's been hit yet. So...
the Dunlander that Phaedrad's fighting?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, he was hit last turn by
okay.
the other Rohan guy.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay,
Remember?
yeah, I remember now.
I think you 20 or something. It was something big.
Yeah, I remember now. Alright, he took damage. The rest of these guys, what do you want this guy to do? He's getting shot at.
He's go run down and fight the guy who's shooting him.
Okay. Miss. The rest of them are going to attack their respective enemies.
How much? How high is the Dunlander's armor class, and how you rolling the Rohirrim guys? Doesn't seem like you're adding any weapon modifier.
No, I am. I'm adding the modifiers. The modifier is about normal. It's 5. That's a nat 20 on this guy. He rolled super low. He does 3 damage. Okay. Alright. Theodred's turn. He's going to keep attacking. That hits. Alright. He takes him out. Alright, he's off the board. He's going to take his movement and run down here to this guy. Okay. Jade, your turn.
Alright. First off, I'm going to give my order so that these men who are right by me will attack the 2 wild men down here by Phaedred.
Okay.
But I'm going to come up here and start attacking this wild man.
Alright.
Alright, 22, that's a hit.
Yep.
Oh. 7 damage.
7 damage?
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay.
Alright, and I'm going to use my double attack.
Alright.
19.
That hits.
And then 12 damage.
12 damage? He's dead. Alright. Now it's the enemy's turn. This guy is going to keep attacking. Actually, because he's being ganged up on so much, I'm going to use one of their abilities to rage, and I'm going to do that for all of them. So when they're raging, that just means they have advantage on attacks. So he's going to attack with advantage on the guy to the bottom.
See, Bailey, I told you he's out to kill us.
Jaden, I'm not out to beat you to beat you guys. I'm out to I'm trying to make it a challenge for you guys. I wrote these special abilities to use, so I'm going to use these abilities when I feel like they would use their abilities. He still rolled super low and missed. This other one is going to keep attacking the Rohirrim guy that he's fighting. Nat 20. He kills that Rohirrim guy. Okay. This one is going to keep attacking. He missed. Now the other two are going to attack that top guy. That's a hit. Does 6 damage for that guy. I don't think he's been hit before, so we're going to start him off fresh. The other one's going to attack the same guy. That's a hit. Alright, that guy's hurting. Alright, their turn. You said you want these two guys up top to attack this guy?
All I said was I want those 4 to fight those 2 guys down there.
Alright, well, he's going to run to this guy then and attack him. He misses. The other 3 are all going to attack at the same time. Only one of them hit. 8 damage for that guy. He's not been hit yet, so he's at half health. These 2 guys are going to fight their respective enemies. They are both hurting. Nat 20. Still a very low roll. He does 3 damage for that guy. The other one's going to attack. He misses. Okay, Theodred's turn. He's going to keep attacking. Theodred has not been hit yet. He rolled super low and didn't hit. So it's Jaden's turn.
Okay, I'm going to ride up to this square right here.
Okay.
And I'm going to fight the wild man to my left.
Okay.
Oh, right. Not a nat 20, but a 20.
That hits.
11 damage.
Alright, he's still going. Almost down.
I'm going to attack him again.
Alright.
$19.
Yes, that hits.
And then 9 damage.
Yep, you got him. Alright,
Can I do something to try to intimidate the wildman?
No, I don't. No, not on this. Not here. Because they're they're still pretty overconfident with themselves, and because they've won the war, or they've won the first stroke of the war. So, okay, so it's their turn. This enemy is totally surrounded. He's just gonna keep fighting. He's gonna attack the one with the least health, which is. Tried pointing to him. That guy right there. He gets advantage because he's raging.
Who did he attack last time?
I have no idea.
Well, he could be open to opportunity attack.
No, only if they move away. Only if he moves away will he be open to opportunity. He didn't.
One guy attack.
He didn't disengage. He's engaged to all three of these because they're all three attacking him. So anyway, he hits. He's gonna do damage. All right, that guy narrowly survived. He's on his last life. Yes. Okay. This guy's gonna keep attacking Eorl. Theodred. I mean, he hits. He takes 8 damage. The king is under attack. This guy below you, Jaden, he's going to attack you. Nat 20. 12 damage, Jaden. Putting you at about 45. Alright, the other one's going to attack that guy. Try to finish him off. Misses. Okay. Ally's turn. So I'm going to have the 3 on bottom keep attacking that one guy. One of them hits. Does 5 damage. So that guy is hurting. The guy down here still has not been hit yet. He's going... Oh, no, yes, he has been hit. No, he hasn't. I don't have him marked down. Troop's going to attack him. That hits. 7 damage. Okay. What do you want this guy to do?
That guy, I want him to go help the king.
He runs down here and attacks. Misses. This guy is on his last life. He's just fighting now because that's all he can do. Misses. All right. Theodred's turn. He's going to attack. He hits. Does 9 damage and takes the guy out. He's going to run over to this guy now. Okay. I believe it's Jaden.
I'm going to attack the guy next to me.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Alright, double damage.
$20 damage.
20 damage. You one-shotted that guy.
Nice.
Alright.
I'm going to use my movement to go up to the other guy to do my double attack.
Okay.
Alright. 24.
Yes, that hits.
11 damage.
11? Alright, he's still fighting. Now it's their turn. The one up top is going to keep attacking that Rohirrim guy. That hits. Alright, he kills the Rohirrim guy. This orc is attacking the other Rohirrim guy who's on his last life. That hits. Kills him. Alright. So you just lost 2 troops right there. Okay. Their turn. They're all just going to run to this guy and just pummel him. So that's 4 d20s that I need to roll.
That's good.
Everyone hits. Oh well, no, not everyone, but most of them do. So 3 of them hit. So it's 3 damage dice for them. Yeah, he's dead. He was at 3 hit points anyway. Yeah, they well exceeded his hit points. Alright, so now these 3 are going to run up here because that's the last one. I believe it is now Theodred's turn. He's going to ride hard up to this guy and attack. Misses. Alright, Jaden, your turn.
Alright, 21.
Yes.
And then 11 damage.
That gets him. Alright, good job. You win. Hold on a second. Let me clear the board. I want you to stay there. Alright. So you take him out and your guys start cheering. Like you see that there is some hope in victory after all. But then your cheering is cut short when up over the horizon you see a whole host coming down at you guys. And all of your newfound confidence that you guys just had just drops and you're like, oh no. And like there's no way you can beat this host. But then all of a sudden there's this bright flash of light that just goes off. And it seems to just scatter the enemy. And a lot of them just fall dead or prone, you don't know which. And the others just like stop running, and then you see them start backing away, and they all run around and they all just run and scatter. So you guys start looking around to try to find the source of the light, and lo and behold,
The Valar.
Lo and behold, there's this to your right, you see a rider coming up towards you, and he's this old man, all dressed, I can see you know where this is going, all dressed out in gray. He's got a big pointy hat with wide brimmed, eyebrows stick out past the brim of the hat. He's got a staff in one hand, and it looks like that's where the light originated from. He's on this. Hold on. He's on a. Hold on. He's on a brown horse, riding towards you guys, and his gray cloak is kind of just flapping out in the wind, and he's just riding towards you guys. All right, what are we gonna do?
Can I do a perception check to just make sure it's Gandalf because he is my friend?
I mean, you know it's him, so.
Gandalf, my friend!
He rides up to you and says, "Where is the king?"
I look at Theodred. He is our king now.
That's what I mean. Where is he? There he is. He runs up. He runs up to him and says, "King Theodred." He kind of bows his head. He says, "I have come back to you now at the turn of the tide." All right, we're gonna stop with you there. Let's go back to Bailey and see what's going on. All right, Bailey, are you still with us?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I apologize for the wait. All right.
No, it's okay. I took a small nap.
Oh, okay. All right. So you decide that you and Boromir are going to. Let me get my notes. Going to talk to his father. His name is Denethor. He is the steward of the city. So you guys enter his chamber, and you go in there to confront him, and he's sitting there, and he's all happy to see his son. He spreads his arms and he's like, "Oh, Boromir!" And he's so happy. And Boromir's like, "Oh, father, it's good to see you." And he's asking him like his Denethor is asking him like, how are things going with the troops, and just making some small talk. And Boromir tells him things are going well. they're learning quickly. The training is going good. He believes they'll be ready to defend the city. And his father's just in a really good mood. So then he asks about you. He says like, who? Tells Boromir like, who is your companion here? So Boromir just kind of lets you introduce yourself.
I am Yorissa from. Give me 1 second. Lorraine. I am a woodland elf here in support of the war. I am asking for troops for King Theoden?
Theodred.
Theodred, okay.
All right.
And he needs support at Helm's Deep.
So Boromir's kind of got this uneasy look on his face when he hears you say that. Denethor looks at Boromir, looks back at you, and he's like, I have heard news about what has happened in Rohan. It is terrible what has happened with the traitor Saruman, but I'm afraid an even graver threat lies on our doorstep. The forces of Sauron are massing in the east, and there will be war in Minas Tirith come soon. And so he's very unwilling to give any. But Boromir steps up and says, Father, I was there at Edoras when the forces of Saruman stormed in and burnt it to the ground, and when they killed King Theoden, and when Eomer of the Mark, Eomer, captain of the Mark, fell in battle. And I can attest that the need of the people of Rohan is dire. They are in need of help, and I implore you to please send with this elf just a small sampling of our troops to help in their defense against this wizard. So Denethor looks at his son and looks back at you, Bailey, and he says, his eyes just turn dark and a frown sets in, and he looks at you, and he's like, if you've seen what all that I have seen, you wouldn't not be requesting aid from me. You would be giving me your aid. And I'm just going to leave this up to chance. Go ahead. I'm going to have you and Boromir both roll persuasion.
I got a really healthy dose of 3.
All right. Yeah, you don't have any modifiers for persuasion either. So, well, fortunately for you, Boromir rolled high enough. So, he's like again, Father, please, the people of Rohan are suffering. Saruman will destroy them, and when he destroys them, he will attack Gondor next, and then this city will be attacked from both sides, from the east and the west. If we lend aid to King Theodred in Rohan, he may be able to keep Saruman at bay and allow us to hold our own against Sauron. So Denethor is still reluctant to give troops, but he's not going to argue with his son, his most favorite son. So he says, he's like, very well. He will give you 20 troops, 20 Gondorian soldiers, to go back with you and help defend Rohan.
Well, I dearly thank you, sir. It is much needed, and we will come and help you as soon as we win our battles.
See to it that you do. Alright, and then you guys just walk away.
Yep.
All right. So that was easy. Jaden,
Oh.
you were saying
I was
something?
gonna say. So we have 30. So she's gotten 30 Rohirrim troops from Eowyn and 20 from Gondor.
Yes. Plus the amount that you had. Now you lost 3 in that battle, so you're down to 47. Plus 30 troops from Eowyn, plus 20 from Gondor.
And however many are already at Helm's Deep.
And how many ever at Helm's Deep?
All right, and then also, Bailey, just something you might want to try, just so we have some NPC power. You might see if you can get Boromir or Aragorn to accompany.
Okay, I can ask about Boromir.
Yeah, Boromir says no. His place is with Gondor, with his people, to defend against Sauron.
Okay. Well, I already asked if there's any extra help, and that's where he took me, so I feel like I wouldn't know about Aragorn.
Okay.
So you want to ask about Aragorn?
Well, I don't even know if he exists.
Oh, true.
Like, my character doesn't.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so you don't ask about him. So you take what you can get. You take the 50 troops that you've got now, and it's a mishmash of Rohirrim and Gondorian soldiers, and you go marching towards Helm's Deep. I think we're going to call the session there. I know it's a bit of a shorter session, but I think we will go and stop there for today. Thank you, Bailey, for joining us.
Yep.
Are you going to be interested in returning for the next session?
I can if need be.
Well, if you want to, we can continue your character's story arc and see what happens at Helm's Deep.
I'll try.
Okay.
Thank you for the Bailey.
Yep, thank you.
Of course.
Yep. I think this actually turned out, it was a really good session. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yep, good. All right, everyone. Well, this has been session 6B of the Lord of the Rings Reimagined campaign. So stay tuned for session 7A with Isaac and Aaron is going to be coming up soon. I think we've already got that one scheduled for a couple weeks from now. And then we'll go ahead and get started on scheduling session 7B, which will follow Jaden and Bailey leading the defense of Rohan at Helm's Deep.